You're listening to the Future of Convenience podcast, featuring senior retail executives and experts in the global convenience and mobility industry.
Welcome to the Future of Convenience podcast. I'm Carolyn Schnare, and today we're recording at the world-famous NACS Show, where I'm surrounded by experts in all things convenience. And on this episode, we're going to talk about this amazing event, but especially customer experience and some food service.
Before we get started, I wanted to take a moment to talk to you about one of our sponsors, NOAS. The iPhone moment for service stations is here. You're losing food sales to restaurants and delivery apps. Well, NOAS flips the script. They install high-quality food units inside your store. No chefs, no extra staff, no major capital investment. Just proven technology, smart kitchens, and digital brands people actually want. NOAS connects your store to delivery platforms, your own app, kiosks, and even TikTok if you want. It's plug and play. And it works. NOAS, where convenience competes with restaurants. Learn more at noas.global.
So I'm here at the NACS Show in Chicago, and I'm sitting next to my frequent co-host, Harry Milloff, the CEO of the Moseley Group. And now Harry has been a frequent co-host with me as one of the foremost experts in food convenience in QSRs and convenience stores, and a wonderful contributor to our show. But fun fact, I've never physically met Harry until today, although we've done a number of these shows together. So welcome, Harry. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much, Carolyn. It's great to be here and great to finally shake your hand.
Right? So we're here at the NACS Show. You can hear in the background noise. We've got a couple thousand friends walking around here, and the industry's foremost gathering on all things convenience. And we've seen a lot and heard a lot about food service in the industry and different flavors, everything like that. But before we jump in with our guests, I just wanted to get your take on the NACS Show. What have you seen? What's striking you as either different or fantastic in that arena?
Yeah, well, it's been a great year. I spent the day yesterday walking up and down the halls of the different exhibits, and you kind of get that NACS glaze where you start just walking through and you start to just really feel this the absorption of so much noise and so much material. But some things did really stand out, and looking at the snacks category, there's been a lot of innovation there, looking at kind of lower sugars and higher protein in candy bars, and the beverage space, seeing these cans of new energy drinks and functional beverages. There's just there's a lot of innovation I've been seeing in those two spaces. Of course, technology consistently evolving, but it's been great so far, and there's hidden gems throughout each one of these halls.
And definitely I've noticed a lot of like spicy foods, a lot of like everything's like Korean spicy barbecue or like hot that. So I think that's a trend I've heard about, and I'm definitely seeing, and I've tasted a fair share of amount of food. I probably leave here about 10 pounds heavier.
For sure, and a lot of fried chicken.
A lot of fried things. So let me just jump in with our guest as well. And I am joined by Klaas Mantel, the COO for ADNOC. And I've known Klaas for many years. He's been in the industry for years, working with Shell, McKinsey, very involved with NACS and different global events. So that's how I've come to know him, and I thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Carolyn. Great to be here. Great to be at the NACS Show. It's an amazing event as always. So
and it's been a few years since you've been over here.
Because of COVID, right? So I couldn't travel, and the last 2 years I skipped as well. But it's amazing to be back. And it's always just such a melting pot of cultures, of innovation. Mm-hmm. So it's really impressive what you see here this year. A couple of big themes already mentioned, I think, extreme flavors. Sour candy and all these extreme energy drinks. So that really seems to resonate. Technology, a lot of AI enablement really, I think it's now coming to fruition as in being really helping the industry. So I think that's the other big thing I see this year. But yeah, a lot of great things happening.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to see you back as well, since it has been a while. So can you tell us a little bit about ADNOC and your role there, and also a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, happy to do so. Yeah, I'm in the industry for more than 25 years. I started with Shell, mainly in retail, and I think Shell was a good school, right? I think the focus on HSE, the focus on frontline, working store back up in terms of do all the things work. It needs to come to fruition on the site. So that was always amazing. And then differentiation and marketing, right? So Shell was a great school. Then moved on to McKinsey. And last few years I worked there mainly on energy transition, EV, how that was influencing this industry, and network of the future, which locations made sense for EV, what are business models. But at the end of the day, I'm an operator. I like being in the store, in the field, working with teams. So I'm now back at ADNOC Distribution. So we're a downstream marketing company, so we do retail, EV, but also B2B, aviation, lubricants. We're in 50 countries with our Voyager brand, and then also supply chain, vessels, trucks. So really the whole value chain. But it's great fun to be back here and back in the business.
So Klaas, I'm really excited for this interview, and thanks again for joining us. I've experienced ADNOC over the years, spending time through travels in Dubai and throughout the Middle East, and I've seen the stores, but more recently I'm seeing a lot of press and some videos around the Oasis 2.0 store. And I'm wondering if you could just tell us a little bit about what defines the experience at Oasis 2.0 and how you're thinking about that concept.
Yeah, thank you, because it's been a journey, right? So I think it started well before I joined, right? But in the last 5 years, the company decided that we want to become a destination for quality food and beverage on the move. And the team has been building that, right? So the first was hot beverages, coffee, and then a croissant range that has really been the foundation of the business. And what we find in the UAE, a lot of customers are looking for novelty, innovation, new flavors, new tastes. So the team has continued to expand the range. And now taking it to the next level with the Oasis 2.0. So more options, fresher, better, tech-enabled. So we're quite proud of what we're doing, and most of all, customers like it, right? So we're seeing 20-25% growth in the food and beverage category. So it's doing very well.
Wow. And on the food and beverage category, how do you view it in terms of, is it a made-to-order system where customers are kind of customizing their orders? Is it something where you have pre-made that are warmed up at time? Can you talk a little bit about the specifics of the food program?
It's mainly pre-made, but very short shelf life, right? 2 hours, 3 hours, really. So therefore, the bake plan cycle is really important. So really get that right, day parts. Breakfast, lunch, so that is really the heart of it, because customers are still on the move, right? They still want to get going, so therefore we don't think made to order is yet where we want to be, especially not in breakfast and lunch. Probably evening meals we can do. So that is really how we operate. I think a lot of innovation also in beverages. The hit for us this year was matcha. So we're having specialty grade matcha from Japan. And it's really amazing. The customers do your marketing for you these days on Instagram, TikTok. So they talk about it, and it's really taken off. So a lot of innovation, a lot of new things.
That's very cool. It sounds amazing. In the United States, there's a kind of bubbling competition between convenience stores and the QSRs, where, as convenience stores evolve their food programs, you're seeing competition of belly share around breakfast, day parts, lunch, and even dinner at times. And I'm curious, in the regions that you operate, do you also see that level of competition with your QSR friends, or how does that play out?
Yeah, I think we do, right? And I think QSR is really, it's well established in the UAE. It's huge as an industry. It's also very innovative, so that really impresses me about those brands. They continue to have new flavors, new meals, new promotions, but we don't see it as competition. We see it as complementary. We see our stations as a destination, so we want to cater for many missions, right? And also we're a big property owner, so we operate a number of franchises ourselves, but we also locate with 1,000 of them. So we have 1,000 boxes, McDonald's, KFC, Starbucks. So we're one of the largest real estate companies in the UAE. So therefore, we really look at what offer works best on the station. The paradigm is Lego. You have a number of bricks you can put somewhere, a McDonald's or a KFC, or your own offer, or both, right? So we really think about it's complementary and it's trade area based.
Wonderful. And what are your thoughts around EV and its role within Oasis 2.0 and there's the future trajectory of the ADNOC business?
EV will happen. Right? It is happening. It's slower than some people probably thought, but it's real, right? So we see a lot of people buying, I think, a lot of very affordable cars that are fun to drive. Yeah, so it's real, but it's something that will play out, we believe, over 20 years. Yeah, so therefore, from a capital allocation investment perspective, there's basically 80 quarters in the next 20 years where you need to make decisions on how much you invest. So if I look at EV for us in the last year, we've tripled our network and we tripled the sales. So utilization is flat, but what it shows you is that you need to get it quite right. If we would have doubled the network instead of triple, we would have been congested. If we would have multiplied by 5, it would have been not enough traffic. So therefore it's careful calibration for the next 20 years. What we see though is that customers who charge are 3 times more likely to buy something in the store. Unsurprising, because you're going to spend up to half an hour there, but it really changes the behavior. So they get out of the car, they have a look, and also they can buy different things. They can take things that take more time to prepare, more time to consume. So we really think it's an industry development that we need to be part of. It will be very site specific. People want to charge in certain places, not everywhere. But we think it's an overall positive for the food and beverage category.
Now, for the EV stations, are they do your chargers at every one of your stations, or do you have like a different site selection? Like this one's near highways, this one's near office buildings, that's near people, we don't need it near their houses, or
I think
are you selective?
The strategy for us first was to decide the business model. We want to be a charge point operator, as CPO in the jargon. And then the second thing is, what is the customer insight? And the customer insight is twofold. It's range anxiety. If you have an electric car, no one leaves home without knowing where the next charge is going to be. Right, so therefore where we want to be is on the highway, right? So we want to be on highways, and then the other insight is queuing. You don't want to be the 5th car if there's 2 charges, because you're stuck for an hour, right? So therefore we're building in big blocks. So internally we say we do more than 6 or we don't do, right? So and actually we're in the process of completing 2 mega hubs on the Dubai-Abu Dhabi corridor, which is about the 250 kilometers round trip commute for some people. So we're building now on one side of the road 60 and the other side 40. So 100 chargers, and that will unlock that route for commuters on that journey, right? And therefore, with that kind of number of chargers, even if you're car number 10, you're never going to wait, right? So that is our strategy, is in a few places, big hubs on the highway, to really open up the nation for electric mobility.
And let me follow up on that with one quick, as a new EV driver, I just got my EV, 2 months ago now, and I've done a couple journeys, and now I know exactly what you're talking about. You have to know where you're going, you have to know where one is, and you have to have a backup plan just in case something doesn't work. They're all full, everything. But on that, of course, the times I have done that, I do go inside. I mean, I've got 20 minutes or so to kill, use the restroom, get something to eat and drink. So it's like, it becomes a destination for me for that reason. I haven't used it before. Are you capitalizing on the marketing at like the site of the chargers? Are you thinking about that, or what? How are you attracting people to say like, no, you don't need to just watch your phone or whatever. Come on in, we've got something inside for you.
Yeah, great point. Yeah, so we do 2 things. First, on those plots where we build those mega hubs, we max out on things like quick service restaurants, other offers, sometimes food trucks. So on the one with the 60 charges that will open, we have 5 new QSRs. So there's plenty of things you can do there, so to make the most of that half an hour. And indeed with the app, so most of our transactions go through the app. So then special offers, if we see that people haven't been in the store yet, haven't tried the coffee yet, we give them a special offer to really encourage that behavior, because your car is comfortable, it's very nice to sit there, but we'd like you to at least have a look at the store, enjoy the offers.
I don't want to get food in my car. I'm not eating in that thing. That thing is staying pristine. I'm coming in and sitting down.
Right. True. Yeah, true. Customers differ, right? But really, we try to do both, right? And then really make it a destination so that you can plan your journey, and food choices are a part of that planning.
How is the technology evolving from your perspective on the customer side? Are you using any sort of loyalty or mobile ordering apps? And also on the team member side, are there any technologies that are really supporting your team members in terms of operational efficiencies or otherwise?
Yeah, more and more, right? So if you start with loyalty, we run what we call ADNOC Rewards. We have 2.5 million members,
wow.
Right? And that is more than half of the cars in the country.
Wow.
So it's really grown. And there's a lot of engagement. A lot of people that collect the points, but also they're mainly looking for the offers, right? So it's deepening engagement. We're also building loyalty coalitions where other partners, points exchange, the national airline. So it becomes a points ecosystem, but also a cross-selling and a cross-shopping ecosystem. So that is on the loyalty side. Technology, we're very big on AI. We're curious, we're ambitious. It's not easy. It is hard, but we find it very useful in 3 areas. Customer experience. We have something called Fill and Go. Once you've outlined your preferences, the fuel attendants know what you want, and they'll just fill you up at 95 if that's what you said, right? So it's Fill and Go, really taking the friction out of the transaction. We also do image recognition at the checkout. So it's not self-checkout, but it's like image recognition. Put your goods on on this machine, and then it recognizes the products. So customer experience is a key factor in technology. The other one, of course, is decision making. I think UAE is a very diverse country. 85% of people are expat. And they're very different areas, different locations, different missions. So the AI tools help us really develop the right cluster assortment to really localize the assortment to the needs of that site. And the third one is productivity. You mentioned staff, scheduling, supply chain, a lot of things that we're trying to do to make the life for the staff better, increase productivity, more time for the customer.
That's super interesting. Throughout my work in the Middle East, I've the kind of regionality and the diversity within the regions, it's so critically important. And what you're describing here around leveraging different types of AI technology to, if I'm extrapolate correctly, it's kind of understanding the demographics by each micro region and then understanding what product mix might be best suited for that demographic. And does that create different flavors and different types of, can you just unpack that a little bit? It's very interesting. And I think that relates also directly with the United States and just so many markets globally where companies are really trying to create that specific offering for that local region, but it becomes challenging at scale when you're looking at distribution, infrastructure, things like that.
True. It adds complexity to the supply chain, but we think it's worth it, right? So we have areas where there's lots of Filipino customers, lots of Bangladeshi customers, Indian customers. So we bring in those drinks, those candy, those snacks that they like. Right. So really nation-specific segments on our network, and it resonates really well. It really becomes your local store. Yeah. So we've only just started. Yeah. There's a lot more we can do, but it's really working well.
How do you see the evolution of fuel stops and kind of moving towards lifestyle hubs? Is there a critical shift that's occurring within your business historically or today that is different than it ever has been before?
Yeah, it will be. I think we're launching a new concept called the hub. And that is really turning around the concept of a petrol station. Petrol station used to be petrol station with other things. Here we're turning it around to many, many things, as well as a petrol station and EV, right? So we have new, it's about to launch, 5-6 QSRs, food trucks, kids playground, big store, lots of entertainment areas, pop-up retail. And yes, indeed, you can also charge while you're being entertained and go to the convenience store and fill up, right? So it really is leveraging the real estate you have, the mission that you can serve. Typically also a lot of urban customers that come there as a destination. People in the family want to eat different things. You have lots of choice. So that is really changing the model. Many things plus fuel.
Well, this has been fabulous. It's been great to talk to you again, to see you again. It's been a while. So I look forward to seeing the continued evolution of watching the videos of your store. I know there's a lot online. Those are really cool to do. I haven't been myself, so I can't quite attest to that.
Welcome anytime, right? And there's a NACS conference coming in Dubai. So next year. So there's going to be a big conference we'll be hosting.
Wonderful.
So anytime everybody's welcome. So come and see us and try the offers we have.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And Harry, it's been great working with you again. And thank you for listening to The Future of Convenience.
Thank you for listening to the Future of Convenience podcast, produced by Dan Munford, Nick Scherzer, Jenna Ferguson, and Lorraine Evans. It is produced and edited and mixed by Carolyn Schnare, and music is provided by Jukebox Music. Learn more at globalconvenience.com.